Welcome, everyone. Welcome to a special PLR Live. We are going to do a collective reading tonight. I am going to be looking at the masculine and feminine energies with a main focus on separation. I did call this a collective reading. When I was preparing for it, I actually thought it might be a subscriber energy reading, which we do from time to time, where it's very specific for either one person or a very small group of people. But I do feel that this is going to be collective. And I want to talk about twin flame separation really quickly before I tell you what the purpose is. I do feel that it's really important that you see down there on the bottom where it says separation is an illusion. It's only in the 3D and you're always in union. And I honestly do believe that. But I understand that for those of us that are on a very specific journey, separation can mean something quite different, right? And it's a separation in the 3D. And I think that's where the whole idea that the purpose, it's about the purpose and not the person, right? All right, so it has came up several times this week and last week in the Etsy shop with your personal reading. So we're going to talk about it a little bit tonight. I do want to tell you that the purpose of twin flame separation is there's actually several. I actually made this chart a while back, you guys, and we've been here for 3.5 years now, 3.5 years, and I made this particular slide probably about 2 years ago. But the purpose for separation is healing, and it is said that the divine feminine heals during separation, and the divine masculine heals through union. I don't necessarily know if that's true, especially when I believe that we're always in union, right? I'm not one of those people. You'll hear other twin flame readers, and they'll talk about a split soul. And I just really struggle to have belief in that particular system, right? It just doesn't make sense to me. I feel like we're all one soul and it's just a simultaneous incarnation, right? But there is great healing that happens when we're going through separation periods. I also feel that separation is for protection. So we talk about that a lot in your personal readings, right? And it does mean that something is normally happening that spirit doesn't want it to impact you or affect you. And a lot of times it has to do with karmic energies and karmic lessons. And of course, it is always for the greater good. Everything is always for the greater good. I think I'm finally starting to understand what that means, right? All right, let's talk about what signs of separation is ending feel like. So, this is when you feel their energy heighten. And let's talk about that a little bit. Me and Michelle were talking about that earlier. Hi, Michelle. Diana on YouTube. Thank you, ladies. Let me know sound, picture, everything's okay. But when we are feeling their energy, a lot of times at the beginning of the journey, you don't even realize it's their energy, right? You think it's your energy and you think there's something wrong with you or you're trying to figure out why you feel a certain way, right? And what happens is when you start to ascend, awaken, and you start to understand the difference between masculine and feminine energy. Thank you, ladies. Thank you. You realize that you're able to tell who is who, right? Like when you feel a certain way. We were talking earlier, and I do feel like collectively there is a lot of impatience and frustration. And I feel like we're feeling a lot of anxiety type of symptoms like chest pressure, difficulty breathing, nervousness, right? And especially for those of us divine feminines that have went through Kundalini awakening, this can be very challenging because we, of course, know that we don't tend to feel those energies as often as we used to, right? So I think it's easier for us that are a little bit further in the journey to know that that's not our energy. So that definitely tells me that the masculine energy is struggling through separation. And I know I called it collective energies, but I mean, is it possible that some of you are watching and that you're in union or 3D union? Well, I mean, of course. But I'm going to say for the most part, we're not, right? We're definitely on this awakening journey, and we're in 3D separation. And the funny part is that I put on there that they're in your dreams more often, and that does happen. Of course, we have these dreams pretty regularly, so it's kind of hard to tell when it becomes more consistent. And I also put that you could feel like someone is touching you, and I think Miss L called those phantom touches, right? And when I made that list right there, when I was talking about separation ending, I was talking about what I experienced in my own journey as reunion periods. And it just means that separation ends for a period of time and there is communication. Sometimes there's physical reunion, and then from there, normally there'll be another separation and we just go at it again, another cycle, right? So I find it interesting because I put that signs that separation is ending. And I feel like as I'm ascending, as I'm awakening, as I'm getting further down this journey, I'm starting to realize that um, like the end goal, right? That separation is ending may not necessarily be what we or like what I thought it was to mean when I made this particular slide that you see on your screen, right? I'm starting to learn that I believe it's going to be union within yourself, within your own masculine and feminine energies, right? And that is when we start to um, feel more of like those phantom touches and our dreams become more vivid, right? Especially for those of you that feel like you don't dream very often and then suddenly you do, right? So that's a little bit about separation. And I do feel like it's only in the 3D. Let me see, guys. I do have one quick announcement I want to show you guys. Tomorrow night, we're going to do music and tarot. So make sure come back and join us tomorrow night. And then one last thing, I got some good news I want to show you. Do you guys see the little bar going across the screen? Can you guys see it? We're so almost there, guys. That is our YouTube monetization requirement. 3.5 years. Can you believe it? I can't believe it. I know, right? It looks like it can almost just reach out and kiss it, right? Just touch it. So close. Remember, guys, it goes up and down. It goes up and down. I've definitely been watching it as it gets closer. I do feel like it's gonna be this weekend. And honestly, I don't even know like what's gonna happen when we reach it because see, last year in 2023, I got really upset that I was struggling, and spirit makes me draw these twins in one at a time. And I was getting frustrated. And I, had this conversation with spirit where I was like, I understand that I have to follow my purpose and do these things, right? I get that. I'm definitely on board, right? And probably more on board each day as we move, further through the journey. But I still need to eat, and I still need clothes and gas in my vehicle, and whatnot. So it was really a challenge to get to the YouTube monetization, and I was just like, I just need something to bend. I just need something to bend. And the I believe it was the end of or middle of 2023. I woke up one day and YouTube had changed their rules. I don't know if you guys know. I'm sure some of you, if you watch YouTube a lot or you have your own channels, YouTube's been around since I think like 2005 or 2006, something like that. And they had their monetization eligibility set to 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours since they started, and they never changed. And after my conversation with Spirit, I woke up and YouTube had changed their rules. So, do I believe that YouTube changed their rules specifically just for me? Yes, absolutely. But when they changed their rules, they said you only had to have 500 subscribers and 3,000 watch time hours to get what they called a soft monetization. So we had that. We were already over 1,000 subscribers, and we were. That's not true. I think we were at close to like 800 subscribers, and we were well over the 3,000 watch time hours. Um, let's see, I guess about November and December, our watch time started to drop because it is based on 365 days. So if 365 days ago we had more watch time hours than we did today, right, it would drop. And we started dropping pretty drastically. And I contacted YouTube. I was like, what is happening? Why is this happening? And it is because when we originally started PLR, I came out with 12 videos, all 12 signs, and they were pre-recorded videos because I was too nervous to do these lives. I'm still nervous, you guys. I know that it seems like I'm not, but I still am. um, but Spirit like definitely guided me to do them live. Like it was really important that it was live and not pre-recorded. And so even the pre-recorded videos that we put up, I mean, they're not really they're clips from our live stream, right? So almost all our videos, all the readings are live. Again, just really important that we do it that way. But we definitely took a hit with our watch time hours when that happened. And it definitely slowed us down. So I contacted YouTube and they were like, they explained to me what I needed to do, which I did right away. And we picked up those hours very, very quickly, and we've just been flying ever since. And January was a big month of watch time hours for us. December, we had, I think it was Scorpio and Sagittarius take off and gain us several watch time hours. So we are literally almost there. The interesting part is I don't know what this means when we reach the 4,000 hours because before YouTube changed their rules just for PLR, there used to be a little button down there that said apply now, right? Like when you reach the 4,000 watch hours. But because they changed it and made that soft monetization, we were able to already apply. So we are already YouTube partners and we are already in the partner program. But what this means when we reach the 4,000 watch time hours is that those 1,000+ videos in the bank of our PLR channel will now gain commercials. I do want to put the commercials at the beginning and the end. Of course, we would do a lot better if we put them all through, but I feel like it's really important. The cards, the message is important. So we're going to try to set it for the beginning and the end. But this is going to be my biggest passive income. That means that I've already made the videos. They're still watched, pretty regularly, especially our monthly Twin Flame Current Energy Update is our biggest viewed video every month since we started, right? So yeah, and I just sit at home and then YouTube pays me, right? YouTube pays me. Right now YouTube pays me, but it's you guys because you guys subscribe to our channel or you send the super chats or you give the thanks, or you gift memberships, right? So right now that's how we get paid, which is beautiful and it's wonderful and I love that. But my goal has always been to make the big company do it, right? So we're almost there. So thank you, everybody, especially over the last few days that heard me and went and helped and watched all those videos. I appreciate all of you so very, very much. All right. Let's get started. I know, so close. I'm so excited. I'm a little nervous. I mean, I'm excited, but I'm nervous because I just don't know like what's gonna happen. I imagine we'll get another email, saying that we've reached it, and I don't know how long it's gonna take. Normally, people would say like it could take several weeks to be accepted, but we're already accepted. You know what I mean? So it's like I don't know how it's gonna work, but it's so exciting. All right, guys. So remember, collective reading. I pulled out the Heal Yourself reading cards. My goal here is to focus on 3D separation. I do feel some frustration. I want to say coming from both sides. I really feel it from the masculine side, but I mean it's both sides. It's possible that like maybe now for some reason it's stronger on the masculine side, and maybe we'll find out why. But I do sense that there is, I don't want to say like a sense of urgency, but it's almost like that. And I think it's just some frustration. All right, so we have the soulmate card coming out for the masculine energy. Look at this. We have the victim consciousness card coming out for the feminine energy. You have pay attention to the signs. Ooh, my computer just shut down. How interesting, right? Um, the phone's still going, so I'm gonna keep going. Sexual arts is on the bottom. Here's that 5D energy. All right, so sexual arts is a card that talks about um, learning how to be intimate, or learning that intimacy means more than just sex. But you see how, like, they're in the clouds? So I'm going to say the 5D energy is really strong. So what that tells me is that everybody's having, again, very vivid dreams, right? Telepathy could be very strong. I was talking about telepathy with a few of you guys today. It's different for everyone, right? It's different for everyone. Um, but I will say this, that if you are a twin, you're experiencing this journey, and then you meet someone who's, not on this type of journey, and you talk to them about the telepathy, they could tell you, and for the most part, I would almost bet that they would say they never experienced that before, or that it sounds weird to them. I will say, the whole world is experiencing this mass awakening. So I do feel like, more people are starting to understand what telepathy is. And I feel like more people are experiencing telepathy with people that they're close to, but this is different. This is way different. This is completely different. And I really don't know how to explain that, again, unless you're on a journey. If you are, you know exactly what I mean, right? It's very internal. It takes up like the whole space of your like human vessel, right? And I feel like as most telepathy that happens with people that are just close to each other, it's more in the mind. All right, so I picked out the Tarot of the Sweet Twilight. I do kind of feel this energy with this tarot deck today of just tired. All right, so separation clearly on the mind of the masculine energy. It is possible there is like um, maybe some understanding of soulmate energy or longing for soulmate energy. In other words, like longing for someone that gives them equal effort. Like what they put in, they get back. Just had this weird thought, so I'm gonna say it. I wonder if like I don't know, I wonder if like masculine energy thinks they're doing something. I don't want to use the words like right or wrong, but like maybe they think they're doing something right, and then the feminine thinks they're doing something right. You see what I'm trying to say? And it's like a little bit of a stalemate type of energy. All right, so we have the high priestess coming out. So big confirmation right there. The high priestess is sits at the veil, right? So it's like she has all the answers. It's definitely this energy of like asking spirit, asking for something, looking for something, trying to understand something. We also have the Knight of Pentacles. The Knight of Pentacles is energy that says, um, like ready to start something, in for the long haul, like ready to do the work type of energy. It's interesting because it's a pinnacle, but in this particular tarot of the Sweet Twilight, you see this water. There's all this water. There's no fields for him to plant the seed. It's like there's so much emotion. You have the Eight of Wands. Eight of Wands is giving me self restriction. The Eight of Wands is actually like quick information and sudden changes, but I'm definitely picking up like Eight of Swords energy. Like, I can't make these changes. I may have received sudden information, but I can't make these changes. And that's going to give like a self restriction type of energy. Um, the Star, I'm going to go ahead and take it for victim consciousness, the Moon, and look at this, the Tower coming out. Aquarius energy today is the ninth, y'all. So, y'all, so it's the Aquarius new moon. Aquarius new moon is here. I do feel like the new moon is giving off some full moon energy. New moon is where we set new intentions, and we should have already been releasing with the waning moon, right? And so when new moon gets here, it's like you've cleansed and you've made room and you're accepting new energy in. And so I find it interesting that the last few moon cycles, and I've talked about this several times, definitely feel a little reverse. This Aquarius full moon, what I called it, the full moon, but this Aquarius new moon has definitely made me feel like it's bottom of the barrel type of energy. It's like I feel like spirit just keeps stripping things away, right? Like just keeps stripping things away. And if you go try to get them back, you just keep experiencing more tower moments. And I do feel that the reason that is because we are like having to make room for something probably bigger or greater than we can understand at this moment. Victim consciousness, I'm going to be honest, I guess a little vulnerable Rosa moment. I've definitely had this energy like the last several days. I understand that I'm doing something big here, right? I get that. Um, Here, this will be easier for you guys to understand. I feel like, let's say if I'm talking to divine feminine, do you feel like, do you ever like ask spirit, like, why does it seem like we have to go through all of the spiritual work and the counterpart seems like they just don't have to do anything? And it just seems like they can just kind of go on with their life and do what they want to do. I mean, I know that it just seems that way. I get that. But especially if you're in separation and you have no contact, so you have no way to confirm, right? So it's like, it definitely would seem like the feminine energy is the one that has to do all the things. Now, as I'm saying that to you, I know it's not true. And spirit's like, make sure you tell them it's not true. Okay, I understand that it's not true. But regardless, we still feel that way. We still feel that way. The moon is definitely illusions. Illusions. So pay attention to the signs. We have the Emperor, we have the Nine of Swords, and we have the King of Cups. That's my clue card for Divine Masculine. We have the Nine of Wands on the bottom. Nine of Wands could be some stubborn energy. It talks about like maybe you're too close to something, so you're not able to see it properly. So the Emperor is about taking control, stepping into your power. Nine of Swords is processing trauma. I feel like, and King of Cups is being in control of your emotions. I feel like because we realize how much we have to do, or it's like there's definitely now both sides understanding the spiritual journey that we're on, right? So it's like now, because of the thing that is so powerful or like so big, um, like here's just an example. I was talking to Michelle earlier. Michelle is one of our new moderators. So thank you, Michelle. But I was telling her, I was like, we're building this foundation. This is the PLR tribe foundation. And Spirit has made me reach the 1,141 subscribers that we now have, almost video per video. I mean, in other words, like I have to do a reading and then Spirit draws someone in that's on the same journey, right? Now we've had several people come in just for support, my family especially, right? My soul tribe especially. But each one of you that were drawn to me that are on this very same journey, like I am, it has definitely felt like one at a time. And I talked about it yesterday. I talked about how each one of you actually helped me in some shape, way, form, or fashion, right? And it's like we're building this team, this tribe, this firm foundation, because eventually it's like the top's gonna blow, right? And we're just gonna go. And we're going to find all kinds of people, right? People that may be on this particular journey, and probably a lot of people that just think they're on this particular journey, right? um, and those of you that are on this journey, you see everywhere people talking about it. It became a trend there at the end of 2023, especially Netflix with that stupid show. Oh my God. But everybody started calling themselves a twin, and everybody was like, I'm on this spiritual awakening journey. This is me. This is happening to me. And I was like, most of those people, it was not, right? So I do feel like we're going to get to a point where it's just going to kind of take off, and we're going to have to make sure that we have this very, very firm foundation, right? I just feel like that's going to be the most important thing. And then Spirit tells me all the time that then I will be grateful that it took the 3.5 years or however long, right? To get going. So, yeah. All right. I'm going to use the romance angels. Aries, Scorpio, and Aquarius, Cancer, Pisces, some Virgo, I just want to say really quickly for Divine Feminine, you're getting a chance to, I feel like the Spirit gives me multiple chances. Like, I will get on this run, right? And I'll start working my purpose and I'm working my journey. And I'm working this spiritual path that I'm on. I'm doing all my practices, and I'm just doing things, right? I used to call it doing the things. Do you guys remember that? And it's like I stray, right? I'll stray, and then I have to get brought back and do it again. I used to say when I started this journey that spirit was dragging me by the ankle, and that I was just like, no, don't take me. And it was that way for a very long time. I do feel like as we move through the illusions, right, that we're this victim, or that this is hard, or that this isn't the blessing that it actually is. Um, it's like we get these opportunities to like water it again, take care of it again, nurture it again, right? And the star is bright hope for our future. All right, let's look at the masculine headspace. Remember, we are seeing with the energy of separation. So, what does this masculine energy think about the separation? We have give your relationship a chance, work on your partnership coming out. I love the angel wings. All right, in the heart space, make the effort. Great love is worth taking the steps you're guided to take. And then keep an open mind. Your soulmate may differ from the usual expectations. Look at that. Soulmate card was the divine masculine current energy. So that's pretty interesting. Big confirmation there. But I feel like there's big confirmations everywhere, because I'm definitely picking up, um, like I said earlier, like I feel it's interesting. It's almost like the separation is becoming more challenging for the masculine energy than it is the feminine energy. The feminine energy is in this victim consciousness, like, oh my gosh, I've had to deal with this crap the whole time, right? And for the masculine energy, it's actually very new. And I find it interesting, especially for those of us that recently experienced reunion energies, right? Like we already had that recharge or reboost, right? All right, let's look at give your relationship a chance, work on your partnership. I picked out the Light Seers Tarot. I flipped over several of them. All right, so Four of Wands, union, firm foundation, Two of Cups, equal effort, partnership, Ace of Wands, fate, destiny, Seven of Swords also came out with all these cards. I'm going to take it here. I do see third eye awakening. So it's telling me divine masculine is receiving several downloads. And what that is like it's going to be a lot of confirmations. It's going to be a lot of like, I thought that maybe this was it, and like spirit showing masculine energy, they were right about something. But it's interesting because Seven of Swords is here, and Seven of Swords is like distrust, disbelief. So it's almost like spirit is showing this person, or this masculine collective energy, like who the partner is. Who, remember, there's no twin flame, soulmate, karmic cards, right? It's just one soulmate energy. There are several different, there's three different types of relationships, right? But I feel like there's this energy, and it could be the soulmate because we didn't get the lovers, we got the Two of Cups. So it's equal effort. The I water you, you water me, right? So I feel like there could be receiving some information about the firm foundation or the financial security with the person that would put in equal effort. But I feel like there's still like some disbelief, even though there's these downloads coming in. That could be why the download is coming in, because the disbelief was there, right? The download is like a knowing. So it's like if this person was questioning something, is this the one? Is this what I'm supposed to be doing? It's like they're receiving some big confirmations. All right, let's look at make the effort in the heart space. This could definitely be a message from divine feminine to divine masculine. So we have the Four of Pentacles. Four of Pentacles is holding on to something too tightly, not ready to release, not ready to let go. Ten of Cups is here. Ten of Cups is emotional contentment, happy home, happy family. and the moon again. So there's an illusion here. Something has to be held onto. All right, keep an open mind. Your soulmate may differ from your usual type and expectations. We have the Nine of Wands coming out. Nine of Wands is giving me some stubborn energy. I'd love to say that you built this wall and you're just protecting what's yours. And you may feel that that's what you're doing, but there's definitely this energy of like stubbornness. And that's what it means. Nine of Wands is stubborn energy. But the wheel is here too, and the wheel is like Wheel of Fortune, things starting to bend in your favor. It's also the card that says like it could be time for something, and then King of Cups, and that's what it's time for. It's time for Divine Masculine to get control of their feelings, of their emotions. And I know it's funny to say that Knight of Wands is on the bottom. Knight of Wands says get excited for something. But the King of Cups, normally masculine energy hides their emotions, right? For the most part, divine masculine energy hides their emotions. Or it's like they don't express their emotions, right? King of Cups is my clue card for divine masculine, but the card actually means counselor, mentor, therapist. I recently added coach, remember? And so all those people have one thing in common, and it's that they don't allow their emotions to control their actions, right? So there's definitely something about getting in touch with their emotions and then not allowing their emotions to control their actions. And that's going to come out for divine masculine. All right, let's look at divine feminine. I remember when I first started making these videos, I could probably only do like, I don't know, like 3 or 4 or 5 cards in a reading at a time. And I couldn't wait until the table was full of cards. Couldn't wait. I'd say we're there now. All right, let's do divine feminine thoughts. Remember, we're looking at separation energy. So deception is here. Yeah, we're sick of that too. I get it. Someone is wearing a false mask in this relationship. In the heart space, we have stay optimistic about your love life. Positive thinking and faith will bring you romance. So I do feel like this is going to be message back and forth. I feel like there's a make the effort energy here. Message to divine masculine. There's some energy about holding on to something. Could have something to do with emotional contentment, happy home, happy family. But there's definitely like fear and illusion coming with the moon. So from divine masculine to divine feminine, it's more of stay optimistic and keep your thoughts positive. And then playfulness is coming out for the higher self lesson, which is interesting. I feel like this is like the second or third time that I've gotten this particular card in this particular position for divine feminine, because I feel like we're not in this playfulness type of energy at all. I feel like we're in this very serious energy. It's like we have a goal, we're getting to something. We can see it now, right? Like we can smell it, we can touch it, like it's almost there. And it's like there's no time to play around. It's time to get serious, right? And I feel like for me personally, it's like I need to get serious about my choices in life, right? Like where I'm going, what I'm doing, who I'm doing it with, right? As these big changes happen, these are, I mean, I don't know. I'm not gonna say like, we're not gonna come out the gate and be, billionaires. YouTube is hard. But it is passive income, and it's good passive income, and it's life-changing passive income. You know what I mean? So I do feel like for divine feminine, it's like we're in this really like serious accomplished goals. A little bit of victim consciousness, right? Like, why is it got to be so freaking hard? Why is it got to be us that has to do the work? It's not true. Both sides do the work, but I definitely feel like there's this energy from divine feminine, like we're the ones having to do everything. And the funny part is that the higher self is trying to teach divine feminine to lighten that energy, lighten that energy, to recapture romance, allow your inner youthful spirit of fun to shine. On the bottom, let your friends help you, ask for and accept support from others. It was actually in reverse, so it's very possible that we're not asking anybody for nothing, right? All right, let's look at deception in the headspace. And that's kind of that energy that I was saying earlier, like where we feel like we're having to do all this spiritual work, all this learning, all this cleansing. It's like we're not allowed to run around. We can't go run amok anymore. We can't, I mean, some of us, we can't drink. We've stopped smoking. It's like we have to do all these things. And it's like you just see the divine masculine is like still drinking. They're still smoking. They're still, running around doing nonsense. So it's like, and not all of them, not all of them, but some of them, right? And so it's like it just it's challenging to try to see like why it has to be a certain way. So I do feel like in the headspace, we do feel like someone's wearing a mask, like they're not showing their true selves, like they're running from the idea of healing altogether, right? So Eight of Coins comes out, work, dedication, focus. The Six of Coins coming out, asking for help, getting assistance. It's about the scales being balanced. I feel like we feel like the scales are not balanced, and the Empress just big confirmation that that's divine feminine, and that's us having to do all the work. So really, what I just said, right? All right, stay optimistic. Positive thinking and faith will bring you romance. I do feel like this is going to be a message from divine masculine. We have the Strength card. Leo energy, gonna have to dig deep. We have Queen of Wands, be confident in yourself. It's that warrior energy. And Nine of Coins, this is what you're doing. This is why you're doing it. This is how it has to be done. I keep telling you guys that I tried to recreate the wheel. Like I keep trying to recreate this wheel, and spirit just keeps knocking me right back down. So I'm definitely understanding why. Like I get it now, right? My head hurts a little bit, but I get it. But it's because we have to learn to stand on our own 2 feet. We have to learn to stand on our own 2 feet. We have to be this independent, confident, um, abundant, right? We have to be abundant. When our cup has to overflow so that we can flow into others' cups, right? And we're not going to be able to do that if we can't feed ourselves, or we can't dress ourselves, or we can't pay our bills, or we can't put gasoline in our car, right? Like we're going to have to be able to do all of these things before we can do anything else. And I feel like spirit has been trying to align divine feminine and that energy repeatedly over and over and over. And it's like I said earlier, it's like we get bored, we get tired, we burn out. We're like, why me? So we run amok and we go out and we start eating the fast food again and drinking the sodas again. Maybe not you, but you know what I mean, right? And it's like you have to keep being brought back because this is our purpose in this moment. It's not our purpose in the journey. Like our purpose for like having this specific type of spiritual awakening is not so we can go get rich. Like that's not gonna happen, right? I'm not saying it's not going to happen. It may, who knows? YouTube pays pretty well once you get up there. I'm just saying, but it's like it's more about creating the life. Remember that you don't want to escape from. That's what it's about. So our focus right now is going to be that Nine of Coins. Then it's like once we can handle that abundance, we can handle any abundance. Once we can accept that abundance, we can accept any abundance. You see what I mean? All right, so higher self for divine feminine says lighten the energy. We got the wheel of fortune and it comes out in reverse. So wheel of fortune, something bending in your favor. So it's like things aren't necessarily bending, right? It's like you're definitely going to have to dig deep to get through something. It's very possible it is a very challenging time for divine feminine. We also have Queen of Cups. Queen of Cups was also coming out in reverse. Queen of Cups is about surrendering to your divine journey. It's actually about unconditional love, but that just came out, so we're going to take it. And we have the Four of Cups. Four of Cups is about manifestation. It is about having all the ingredients now to create something, to bring something forth. I feel like the message here is it's almost here. That's why that Wheel of Fortune is in reverse. It's almost here. I think we're still filling this cup, but I think we do now have all the ingredients. I've always said that the playfulness card talks about like lightning, like bringing your energetic vibrations up higher. Would make you be more present, more present. And I think that is what's being said here. It's like in the present, you're very close to doing something. You have all these ingredients and you're just now putting them together. On the bottom, we have the Hermit, but it's in reverse. And then we have Scorpio, Judgment. All right, I am going to go ahead and pull some messages. So for Divine Masculine, if you're experiencing 3D separation, it's going to be for healing, protection, right? It just means that when we're in these separations, it's like we're learning lessons that the counterpart couldn't teach us. Most of the time, we're learning karmic lessons, right? So it's like the karmic person has to teach the counterpart that lesson. For Divine Feminine, I feel like it's going to be exactly the same. But I also feel like because, again, Divine Feminine does lead the journey, Divine Feminine does I mean, there's no way around it. We do lead the journey. We do have to do certain things first, right? And I do feel that because of that, that is why Divine Feminine is moving into this Nine of Pentacles energy. I think when we get to this level, remember they say that when you heal, your counterpart heals. And I mean, that's very possible. Very. I feel like I believe that to be so. Like I've seen it with my own eyes. Then it makes me wonder, like every time I have a delay, or every time I, derail off the path, like am I slowing the whole process down? Probably, right? But I think once you get to a certain level, you're going to align. This is the heart space for Divine Feminine. So it's like right now you're focused on your independence and your financial independence. But it's like once you reach that level, you're going to align with something greater that's meant to be yours, right? Greater. Is that a healed counterpart? I don't know. Either way, it's a healed divine masculine, right? All right, messages. Keep pushing. You're almost there. I love it. Sometimes it's hard for me not to be angry about this. And that's the energy I kind of felt at the beginning. And I think this year will be one of the best in a long time. This is actually a new one. I also think that this year will be one of the best in a long time. I'm starting to see, to understand, but what if it's too late? Comes out from divine feminine to divine masculine. Ooh, look at this big confirmation, divine feminines. We've been talking about our dreams all day. Look at that. I always dream about you comes out, and I was never mad though comes out. And we got to agree to disagree is on the bottom. All right, I think I'm going to close it out with some angel inspiration. I'll pull these for guidance. This could be a higher self message. Notice how the card's white. Okay, so these are newer. And the white ones were like the original ones that I made. You remember these are messages like from my own journey. But they could definitely be like in this. I've noticed since we've added the newer cards that when the white ones come out, it gives me like this pure type of energy. It gives me like higher self type of energy. So it's very possible higher self is telling divine feminine the dreams are just happening on both sides. Guys, make sure to write your dreams down. I know I forget to mention my dream journal all the time. I have this guided dream journal that I made. You can find it in the description box. I sell it over on Amazon, and it is a dream that will help, a journal that will help you interpret your dreams. So if like you're struggling to figure out why you're dreaming certain things, definitely could be very helpful. But it also just has, a place where you can just write some thoughts. For some of you, you feel like you don't dream. It's not that you don't dream, it's just that you don't remember your dreams. And I always say, if you feel like you don't remember your dreams, try to write down the first few thoughts that you have each day. I feel like when we first wake up, we really, those first few thoughts really have a lot to do with the messages that we had received, right? All right, guidance. We have Archangel Uriel. It's number 5. So the 5 is giving me change, and Archangel Uriel is the energy about like lighting that fire under a butt to get us moving. And I do feel like that is what's happening to many of us. 42 is happiness comes out. That is our goal. And then number 7, Archangel Raguel is here. Archangel Raguel, I like to call him the police of the archangels. He comes around whenever there's been a dispute. So interesting. But whenever there's been a dispute between the archangels, and it's like he has to come down and, police the archangels and bring peace back to all the things. That weird ringing just started. So just so some of you know. All right, so the happiness card is number 42, and it's getting louder. Yay. All right. Happiness, joy, celebration. When our lives are in turmoil, happiness seems unreachable, and we forget that true joy comes from within. You're being asked to look to the simple pleasures that bring lasting happiness into your life. In order to recognize these, you need to live each moment fully experiencing the now. Big confirmations, right? The happy wag of your dog's tail, the beautiful sunrise, the smell of raindrops, the smile, hug, or a kind word from a loved one. Even at sad times, even if you can recognize even one small thing that can bring you joy, you will be uplifted and you will begin to see happiness in other areas of your life. It says, Archangel Camille reminds you that the simple act of putting a smile on another person's face can add to your own sense of joy. You can never know what someone may be going through, but you can make a difference by giving them a moment of joy. The angels ask, do you feel that happiness is beyond your reach? Do you acknowledge and recognize the small things in your life? Tell yourself, there is much in life that brings me happiness, and I am able to share happiness with all those I meet. All right, guys, I'm going to leave it there. I hope that reading was helpful. Thank you guys for coming in and hanging out with me. I appreciate you guys so very much. Don't forget, tomorrow night, I'm actually going to show you a little sneak peek of what we're going to do tomorrow night. All three platforms again. So Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. But we're going to focus on the twin flames. We're going to focus on twin flames. I'm going to do music and tarot. Remember, guys, when we do music and tarot, I tend to play the music pretty loudly and we tend to get in trouble and we tend to have to delete it. So if you get a reading tomorrow, just make sure that you understand that this video may not necessarily stay up on the channel, right? So if you join us tomorrow night, and that is going to be 8 o'clock. I know I went a little bit later today. I just kind of wanted to see how the 9 o'clock hour would do. But I think we'll stick to the 8 p.m. tomorrow. It is already posted, so you guys can go over and hit the notify me button over on YouTube. Yes, absolutely. It is posted over on Facebook too. So yes, guys, make sure to go over and hit the button. And I will see everyone tomorrow night, and we'll do some free and paid twin flame mini readings, right? All right, guys, I'm always, always sending all of you abundant love and light on your journey. Have a good night, everyone.